Hi there, welcome to Frederick's Workshop. My name is Jason, and this is the fourth and final episode of this toy box build. Yes, I'm finally going to get done with this thing soon. So here's where we're at. It's upside down. And Rubio Monaco curing. That's where we're at so far. Like I said, it's the bottom. And there's that color popped out pretty nice. So what I did in between episode 3 and now was, like I said, is I just filled in all these horrible cracks that I had everywhere with some total load epoxy and sawdust. Sanded the bejeebas out of it. Rounded it over all of the edges here. Still just a little bit tacky, shouldn't touch all these edges. Everywhere. Number one, sharp corners. Number two, it doesn't chip the edges. So now I need to add little footses. I should have some feet somewhere. Here they are. Just these little itty bitty feet. And they're not huge at all. They're only, you can see the size of my finger in that one right there. They're not very big, but I just wanted something to where it's on the ground, and if it slides, it doesn't scoot and chip edges. So I'm going to put like at least one in each corner. I'm thinking one in each corner here. One in the middle, front, top, back, bottom, middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8. If I have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 8. So 8 of those guys on the bottom, just for support on the bottom, and then that way also it's got little. Now if I just do the corners, then it won't have any support in the middle. And I know I stood in my toy box as a kid, so Maddie will probably stand in hers, and maybe even with Jonathan, if they can get into it, if they're tall enough, because it's pretty tall for them. But yeah, add some feet to it. So I'm going to add those now. The handles are supposed to be delivered Monday, so those won't come in time for it won't come in for the weekend. So anyways, add these 8 feet. And then move it to the garage so it's out of the way, so I can bring out the planer so I can get the lid started. Okay, so there it is, all biscuited up. They lined up pretty decent. I had to put them in, and then every one of them was just off a little bit. Had to beat it on the edge to get it to line back up and be better. Now, this is an uneven edge, which is fine because I have to trim it down anyway, so. But the lines lined up pretty decent. So I just got it in my 4-way clamps. I'm going to let that dry. This one is not attached. This is just in there because I made the 4-way clamp way too big. So I'm going to get this in here, let it dry, and then we'll see how that works for those biscuits. Alright, this panel is ready for the next step, which is cutting out the purple heart. So it's not ready yet. So I'm going to measure the width of this, because I need 4 pieces to do the trim around this panel once I trim it to size. It's oversized, and it's also, you can see that it's not, the edges are jagged, so I just got to square it up and trim it down to the correct size so it can be trimmed in Purple Heart. So measure this width. I'm hoping to get at least an inch, inch and a quarter, inch and a half. I'll measure it, what the hell. So, come on, my tape measure. It's basically 6 inches wide. So 1 inch would be 4 inches. Inch and a quarter would be 5. So I can go to 1 inch and a quarter and get rid of some of this sapwood here. And this edge is pretty straight. So I'm going to line that up with the fence, test her out, see how straight it is, and then get cutting. Inch and quarters. Inch and a quarter. Alright, let's get to ripping. Saw blade, go! I don't know how much it actually got out of that dust collector there. Yeah. Need a dust mask, especially for this shit. Alright. There's my 4. So, double check my measurements. It should be 1 and a quarter. Oh, damn it. Dead on. There's no reason that any of them should be different. Alright. So those are dead on. So 1 and a quarter. So now I need to go measure around the top of the toy box. Those measurements. Can't measure each stupid idiot. Let's go measure that. Toy box. Looking nice. Look at that with no light other than what's coming in throughout there, and then this little bit here, but nothing shining on it because we got that light off and that light off. But look at that. Nice. Move lawnmower. Alright, so the width is 32, which is what I was hoping it was supposed to be. And the depth, I guess it was the length technically, is a little over 23, so it's 23 and, you can't see that, 23 and a 16th. So I'm just going to call it 23. I need to write these numbers down. So put you up here. Hi. Okay, so 23, 32, and I need to take 1 and a quarter and 1 and a quarter. So this needs to be 29.5 by 20.5. So let's get that set up and get that trimmed. I took a quick measurement. It's correct. Yes, score. So now just got to attach them. Was thinking on the ends here of doing miter joints and 45 miters, but I'm afraid, one, that tip there is going to be fragile for toy box. I know it's my 2-year-old, and then my 4-month-old. He's not going to do nothing. But my 2-year-old, as she gets older, and then he gets older, and they're going to be opening and closing his door and all that. It's just, I don't think it's a good idea to do 45 corners. So I think I'm going to do it almost like this. I'm contemplating doing, this extends out, so this piece of Purple Heart goes out further, then this one goes out further, then this one goes out further, then this one goes out further. So it's not just cut here and then cut here and then fit these two in the middle, or vice versa actually. I think that would kind of give it a little bit of some neatness. So I'm going to do that. There we go. It's not attached, it's just laying there. It's just, I don't know, dry fit. But flush with the cedar, extends past, flush with the cedar, extends past, and then same way all the way around. But that's how it'll be. I am liking this. Alright, it's glued up. So that was not easy to do. Put this 2 side pieces on, slightly clamped them just so it was holding. Added these clamps, the DeWalt's here, to keep these flush, so the Cedar and the Purpleheart's flush. Kind of bent a little bit, so I prop that up. Then I couldn't attach one without attaching the other, so I attached one, just put a clamp on to hold it, put that clamp on to hold that, so I can get the big F-bar clamps on, squeeze the bejeebers out of them. And then this one was a little bit saggy, so I had to put a clamp on that, hold it up, squeeze it on. That's the last bit. Holy shit. Sorry guys. I'm done with everything construction wise, building wise. All I gotta do is sand, finish, roundovers, assembly. I can't wait. But I am absolutely happy with the way this thing looks right now. Kind of hard to see, but I'm liking that. Here she is, out of clamps. I'm liking it a lot. I like it a lot. If I push on the sides, it doesn't rock, so hopefully it's good and flat. I'm just going to sand the glue squeeze out, sand it down, sand all these little edges here as flush as this is on both sides. And then we will be back once I'm done sanding, because sanding is boring. Alright, just going to slap a 1/4 inch round over bit in there and go all the way around. Got my bench cookies on underneath there to help raise it and keep it from moving. So let's give her a spin. So, gotta be careful on the ends here where the I don't want to tear out, so I gotta remember how to do this now. If I go this way. Alright, here we go. Go. Flip it over, sand the other side with 120, and do it again. Alright, the only thing I'm going to do now is just take some sandpaper, my 120, and just break these edges right here. Wipe it clean, and let the dust settle in here, and we'll review on the morrow. Just due to limited space, this beautiful thing, I'm loving this thing, is going out into the garage amongst all this stuff to get back here for assembly. Now, the lid. Figure which side's the top and back and sides. I like this side of the top better. Oh, damn. Holy cow, that is nice. Wow. It's going to be pretty good on there. So I got to get the hinge from the shop, and I'm going to attach it. So I just bought a big piano hinge, which is the majority of the distance across that. I'm just going to do a flush mount like this, hopefully. Let's get it open. Man, I bought this thing a long time ago. I want some blue tape. Use the blue tape. Hold it into place. If I cover up half the holes, doesn't matter because there's like 900 holes in this thing. I just really want to all I did, as you can see, or can't see, yeah, there you go. Just added some tape on there. So now I got all these holes I can see. Now I don't know what size drill bit to use. I have a self-centering, but it may be too big. It's too big for a different project, so I'm gonna go grab it and then see if it'll work or not. So it does work. So just this guy here. It came in a pack of 3. This happens to be the smallest of one. And as you can see, it's got the drill bit is inside that little sleeve there, and it slides down. So you just place this piece into one of the holes like this, drill, just push it in and drill like you normally would, and then it gives you a nice centered inside that hole, something like that. So I don't remember whose video I was watching, but quick tip, if you're gonna put these itty bitty screws, and I mean this is some hard wood, it's Purpleheart, use a little bit of paste wax. So just give a little bit of paste wax on just the tip, and then when you screw it in, here's one-handed here very well, it goes in so much nicer. So much nicer. Yes, it's taking me a while, but I'm one-handed right now. I can't hold the back here and hold against it, but either way, that was a hell of a lot easier than it was when I did all these other ones. So a little bit of paste wax, bud. So there's the hinge on the back, and now we have a lid that opens. Now the thing is with this lid is it's heavy. It'll smash my little girl's fingers. So I did pick up some of these soft close toy box hinge things. I don't know what they're called. 105 degrees soft close, pack of 2, made in China. Lid stay. So instead of just going to 90 degrees and stopping, it's going to come just a little bit past. So when you open it, you can open it up and hold it here and then pull it back closed. And then I also got to install these nice handles, which will go, wow, barely. I don't know if it'll go there, I'll put them there, but I don't know if it'll go there. I was thinking here at first, but that seems a little bit, they might go there. Either way, I'm probably going to go on this just because it's got more meat to it and it's a little bit heavier wood than cedar. So I'm going to mount them here and there on the other side. I'm going to use the same centering bit there as long as it threads okay for the screws, and then try to get those lined up and figure out how to install those things. Once I get one of these installed, I'll come back and show you the second one. So I added the handles. Just use blue tape, taped them on, and then drilled holes, screwed them in. Simple, you guys know how to do that. One on each side. Now the only bad thing is, you can't, there we go, you can see that one. Let's go back to this one, we can see a little bit easier. Is the handles are a little big. They hang down past this edge here, but it's not bad, I like that. It adds something. And we have one of the 2 stops. So it opens and stops there. So it doesn't go all the way open, which is fine. You can get it, and it locks. And then it does have a slower close on it. So it doesn't slam, but with the second one it's going to do a lot better. So, to mount these things, I had to put this plate back there. You can see that little post there. Put that plate on first. It says 45 centimeters down and 80 in, or the other way around. Yeah, no, I was right. To the center of this thing, so about where that screw is. It's 45 millimeters and 80 millimeters in, something like that. I don't know. It's right there. I'm going to measure it in Merc and do this side. Then it has like an arrow pointing straight up and down and straight left to right, but you just make it cockeyed just a little bit towards the back or towards the front. So instead of it being like this, it's like this, just to some degree. And then I just screwed the first one in, adjusted it, and made it good. Then I added, put this piece on, this bar on, closed the door just until it touched with this piece, marked it with a pin, and then attached that first screw, and then attached that. The directions are pretty crappy, but you know, I had to go through it, play around back and forth trying to figure it out, and then I got it. So now I'm adding this one, and I'll be done. And here it is, finished, and its location. And it already has toys. So got those on there, both those hinges, and the nice thing is yeah, it still closes a little bit tight, but look at that. That, ow, did not hurt. That was nice. And there we go. Purpleheart, Cedar. Smells like Rubio still, because there's a few little spots here that needed a little bit more time to cure, I think, but handles on there. There we go, fellas. Madison, here is your chest and toy box. So, thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe. 18 months I think it took to build this thing. Way too long, but she's only 2, so she's got plenty of time to play with it. See you in the next one.